Right, so I think I'm going to hand over to Charlie Lockett. Where are you, Charlie? Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to Google Towers. I hope you're all suitably refreshed. We're going to be here for a couple of hours. We're here to celebrate what's gone before in the last year of 2015. The best of all the work we've done, the greatest ever seen. Now, I had no idea what to do with this bit, or how I'd fill up my time. So for anyone who has not guessed it yet, this intro is going to rhyme. A poetic introduction is a brave way to start the night. The alternative was getting John Goldsmith up here to do his rendition of Rapper's Delight. A poetic introduction is not something you can knock off in half an hour. I wrote this particular verse this morning whilst I was rehearsing in the shower. A poetic introduction, that's the third verse to start this way. You can tell that I was struggling a little bit to find some things to say. Look, I am as puzzled as you that I'm stood here. I didn't know presenting was my thing, but as long as you're all polite and laugh occasionally, I will make a promise to you not to sing. Every other media awards show gets Jack Whitehall, but you are stuck with me. We did ask Morty if he'd do it, but we could not afford his fee. Now, I can see what you're all thinking. Charlie, what delights do we have in store? Well, imagine the greatest award show ever seen, and then divide those expectations by 4. The scale of this event has certainly escalated from what began as a very simple idea to get all the agencies together and have a little post-Christmas cheer. We'd pat each other on the back for all the great work that we've done. Hopefully we'd learn something along the way, and most importantly, we'd have some fun. Somehow, it's got as far as this. People wearing dresses and suits and ties, and the competition's become a little fierce in the race to win that big prize. It's definitely a lot bigger than I was expecting. 100 of you sat around tables. I hope we managed to find a special seat for Google's 6'7" David Abel. We've got 10 awards ahead of us tonight. Times take about 10 minutes each, probably less. Winners, if we do start running a little ahead, we might need you to make a speech. Thank your creative agency, thank your planners, and of course, thank you mums and dads, because nothing makes parents prouder than award-winning digital ads. So, who's going to win the Best Use of Display Advertising Award is the question on all of your lips. You won't have to wait much longer. We're going to find out in just a bit. I hope you all enjoyed the first little treat and had a little lap around the Innovation Lab. I'll leave it up to you to determine whether Oculus Rift is just another fad. There should be plenty of booze on your tables, and if you want an example of ambitious thinking, it's hosting this event during dry January and expecting you all to be drinking. I've reached about the halfway point now, you'll be glad to hear, and it's taken the best of my ability not to squeeze too many digital buzzwords in, like incremental reach or viewability, CTR, DMP, DSP. What's your favorite of the KPIs? Mine's average in-view time plotted against average in-view percentage on a 2-axis bubble graph to show a more accurate version of supplier's performance, which might not come as a surprise. Thank you to all the judges who've helped choose the winners tonight. Thankfully, there's been no split decisions, although I hear a few of them ended up being quite tight. Tonight's event's down to the efforts of many. There's been a lot of hard work done behind the scenes. So, as Andrew said, a big thank you must go to the organisers and the Sky Digital Media team. It has been a great year of digital marketing for Sky. Across all products, we're raising the bar. The highlight of the night is the Grand Prix Award, as chosen by your very own SVR. SVR sent his apologies. He couldn't be here to present. And you'll have to follow up directly with him if you believe that his judging was bent. I think I've just about filled my 5 minutes. So to keep you from all getting bored of these tired and quite strained rhyming verses, I think we should get on with presenting the awards. So can I ask you to please turn off your mobiles and keep your chattering lips sealed. The moment is here. It's finally time for the winners to be revealed. Done. Right then. So, as has been made quite clear, there are 10 awards tonight. How it's going to work is either myself or a special guest is going to come on stage and talk to you about the judging criteria, bit of best practice. I'm going to introduce one of our 10 presenters. They're going to come up on stage, read out the nominees. There is one runner-up per award. When we announce the runner-up, you get to one member of the product marketing team in question gets to come up on stage. They get a bottle of champagne. That didn't deserve a woo. And you're going to have a picture with myself and the presenter and go off stage. And when the winner comes up to one of Olivia Colo's favorite power ballads, 3 members of the winning product marketing team get to come up on stage, shake hands with people, have photos, and win one of the fantastic glass, crystal, perspex, plastic, lovely awards which we've had sponsored for this evening. So everyone's very excited about that. So, unfortunately, I am one of the people doing a lot of the best practices. We've got 7 awards in the first half. Display, mobile, data, social media, paid search, video advertising. There's a special audience participation award. And just before the break, the best first 5 seconds of a YouTube video. And then we're all going to have a little bit more refreshments. I believe there's some more food and plenty more time in the innovation area. So, conscious of time, let's get cracking. Best use of display advertising. This award was judged by Mr. Luke Bradley-Jones, Lisa McGowan, and there's Darren from Sky UK. So, judging criteria for this award, what we've kind of looked at for each of these is kind of try and split it into 3 things. So, from a media perspective, these are predominantly kind of brand campaigns which have used large, impactful formats. Any DR campaigns, more standard kind of formats trying to drive that response. So did the campaign use formats which match the objective? Were there any kind of really clever uses of targeting? So was it as simple as putting a TV show campaign in front of on a TV's listeners website? Or was some kind of clever use of targeting in terms of the start of season campaign, which put creative, targeted fans of Man United with Man United creative? In terms of creative, from a display perspective, really important to have a clear message. We talk a lot about viewability. We know that our display ads can be when they're in view for sometimes only 5 to 10 seconds. So you've got a short window of opportunity to grab people's attention. Did the ads include any interaction? We've had some great examples this year. Sky Movies, with their Yahoo partnership, had a Oscars quiz and a Star Wars quiz within the banner, really giving people a reason to kind of engage with that creative. And then from a personalization perspective, how do you make that creative relevant to the person it's been served to? So again, the Sky Sports one is a great example of that. And then how did the campaign do? Did it if it was a branding campaign, did it shift awareness? Did it deliver understanding? And then for campaigns like a lot of our TV products campaigns recently, Box Set, Sky Go, we're trying to get people through to a destination to play a game. How did that fare? So, that's pretty simple. To present the Best Use of Display Advertising Award, you may have heard of him. His name is Andrew Mortimer from Sky UK.
Give it to me.
Me again. I promise it's not just me and Charlie. What an intro. Amazing. I think Ricky Gervais is probably safe for the Golden Globes again next year, though. Right.
We're up and running. Testing. Right then. Mobile award number 2, best use of mobile advertising. Didn't even need this. Judging criteria for mobile campaign. 3 things we've looked at. So we're trying to look at, was the creative optimized for the fact that it was going to be served on mobile? Did it use any clever, when you serve an ad to someone on mobile, you've got their attention this far away from them. Did you get them to engage with content, tactile kind of interactions? Did you do anything clever with gyroscope? There's so much opportunity with mobile advertising. Similarly with personalization, did you kind of pinpoint the relevance of the fact that you know often where those people are? Did you make them at least understand why that ad was being served to them? Thinking about user journey. So it's really important if you're going to make someone click on a mobile ad that they're going through to somewhere which is relevant to them, which renders properly. Did it deliver a value exchange? Did you get them to play a game? Was it worth them clicking on the banner? We've done some really clever things in the past 12 months around deep linking into our apps. So for some Sky Go activity and sports, we've linked straight through to the very right place in our application where users can watch a specific piece of content in question. And because it's mobile, you have so many opportunities to use clever triggers on whether you want to serve that ad. So is it targeted to whether it's raining or snowing? You can tell your creative, which I think Sky Difference did. Do you know exactly where they're located? So knowing that people are movies fans because they've been to the cinema recently, really kind of clever targeting possible. So to present the Mobile Award, Mr. Andrew Heald, sales manager from Celtra. That table seemed happy, I like that. OK, we are flying. We are going to make up some time here. Best utilization of data, I'm going to go back. So for this, you don't get to listen to me. This award was judged by Sophia Ahmed and Tony Mooney, who is our Next Presenter's managing director, I believe, the managing director of IDS at Sky UK. But I'm delighted to welcome to the stage to give you a bit of background on how to best use data, Sandy. So, to our next award, Best Use of Social Media, judged in a bilateral kind of first coming together of our friends at both Facebook and Twitter. What are we looking for in a social campaign? So did that campaign kind of capitalize on the strengths of the social platform it ran on? Social media has so much actual accurate targeting capabilities. So they know your age, your gender, better than a lot of other online media opportunities. So did the campaigns really kind of smartly use all the rich data available within it? People are spending out proportionally so much of their time using social media, and they're going to it to find information about what's happening there. So any campaigns which kind of tapped into that real-time moment, provided information. A great example is the Oscars campaign, which straight after the Oscars was uploading clips from the Oscars to the social channels. Think about the creative. People are going there. They've got short attention spans. Is the creative snackable? Is it shareable? Is it native? Great thing I loved was the stuff we did with Critical. It's a little game that people were naturally using Twitter's platform to kind of go through a little choose-your-own adventure. So that really smart piece of activity that lends itself to the way that Twitter works. And then lastly, very obviously, it didn't meet the outcome. Was the objective? We're using Facebook and Twitter more and more to launch campaigns, to drive awareness. Did it actually succeed in that objective? Or was it simply about driving traffic through to the destination? How did it fare there? So, to present this award, Ms. Hannah Mills from Twitter. Thank you, thank you. Right then, here we go. OK, paid search, again, not one for me. So quite straightforwardly, this was judged by our friends at iProspects, and therefore we will have a bit of best practice. And the award presented by Mr. Blair Kerrison, who is Head of Innovation at iProspects. The first trio was that. I like that. More than 2 people turned up from that team. Sports. Right, what are we on to next? Best use of video judged by Mediacom Beyond Advertising, Innovid, our friends Innovid, the interactive Prix partners, and from across the Irish Sea, JD Buckley, Managing Director of Sky Ireland. Thank you to those 3. So for video, so what are we going to say? So it's very simple to just run a simple TV ad and stick it in pre-roll and run that. But most of these nominees created content specifically for use online. They created sometimes not just one execution, multiple executions. So the broadband inside out campaign creates like 4 or 5 different pieces of video content which we could use on YouTube. A lot of the bespoke ones for online, so Moon Boy, Enfield Haunting, specific content which worked perfectly in the environments they were placed. Similarly, it's all about thinking about exactly where that's going to be placed in online video. So if it's going to go on YouTube, you've only got 5 seconds before people can skip. So how are you thinking about grabbing their attention? You've also got then unlimited time. So that's the opportunity to run longer content. If it's going to be served on, if it's going to be autoplay, all the stuff on Facebook and Twitter is autoplay, it means it's not going to be played with sound. How is your ad working without sound? Which people are sick of me talking about at the moment. And even on mobile, as our friends at Celtra will tell you, 98% of mobile use is with your phone held vertically. So have you started to think about creating video content in a 9 by 16 rather than 16 by 9? ratio. These are the kind of things you think about, and these are the kind of things we've been looking at in the judging. Lastly, did we buy all the views, or did it actually generate organic traction? So some of the campaigns nominated have had really good success at getting people's attention and getting them wanting to watch the content. So, to present the award, Mr. Christian Sellers, very dapper dressed man, Group Account Director of Teeds. Thank you. Everyone seen that video? It's 3.5 minutes long, so we're behind time, otherwise you could have enjoyed that. So, time for a bit of audience participation, and because it makes more sense for YouTube to do this, Mr. Tristan Bentel from YouTube is going to do a little bit about the best first 5 seconds of a YouTube video.
You all need to stand up. And the game is simple. If you think the answer is A, you need to put your hands on your head. If you think the answer is B, you need to put your hands by your side. And the next question is, we're going to skip that. We're going to go to this one. We're going to go to this one. Which of Charlie Lockett's YouTube holiday videos from last year got the most views? Is it A, Greece, or is it B, Italy?
Charlie, any insight? Oh, looks like Jox is going for Greece.
And the winner is Greece. Jox, you're the winner.
Hey!
Come up on stage, please.
Winner. So, 9:15. We made up 45 minutes in the first half, and then we now starting this 45 minutes later. So we're going to go through again and try and keep up with time. Very quick second half, really. 3 awards left to go, including our final Grand Prix award, which everyone's very excited about. So, to begin with, no, just going to go through these. Break and voting. Prepared, weren't we? Tristan was an industry expert. That was originally what he was billed as. Right then, brand and trading alignment, hugely important for a client like Sky. I work in the brand team. Our job is to warm people up, pass them off to our friends in our DI response team to get that sale, get that upgrade. So hugely important area of business. It's a very important award. As judged by Miss Sarah Living, who you'll see shortly, and our friends at Xaxis. What was she looking for, and the team at Xaxis, when they went for this? So, any innovative uses of data. So, Sky, in pretty much 2015, rolled out the first use of their DMP, allowed us to very accurately target people who we know to be, or not to be, a Sky customer. So, any kind of smart use of that. Have we done anything clever in terms of controlling frequency of the number of brand messages you see, or the sequencing between brand and trading messages? Sarah made this very clear. Very important that the campaign was set up properly, because it's all very good doing brand and trading alignments, but you need to be able to actually test that it works. So were the tests really simple? This is pretty new to us to be able to do this. So we need to be able to work out if it's worked. So simple and effective tests. Make sure you put in a control to work out if it was better than what you did before. Allow for us to actually get some learnings to work out if we should keep doing this. And then, most importantly, for your brand and trading alignment, you want to see it have an impact on your KPIs. So did it improve our CPAs? Was there a boost in conversion rates? So, to present our award, my boss's boss's boss, potentially, Miss Sarah Living. Thanks, Sarah. Right then, no picture for that one. What happened, Movies Christmas? That's our fault, I imagine. Oh. It required a build. Let's just enjoy that for a moment. What happens? I can't click to make it work, so you can kind of imagine what happens next. So, penultimate award, best use of native advertising, judged by Mr. Lucian Bowater, and I'm someone who was very disappointed not to be here tonight, Mr. Gareth Davis, your head of digital and social media. judge this one. So what we're looking for in native advertising, this is the growing area for Sky as a business, particularly in the brand space. In 2015, our share of overall brand spend in overall in native reached about 10%. So from about 4 or 5% the year before, it's a quickly growing area. So when you think about a native campaign, I'm hoping you've got a fair idea what this means by now. It's really important to think about who you're choosing to work with. Was there a natural fit with the partner you chose and the campaign? So a really simple example of that is the work we did with ESPN for Sky Sports. But you can also think of it in a different way to challenge that a little bit, and the stuff we've done with broadband and BuzzFeed. So not necessarily the immediate natural fit. How well has that worked? How good was the content that was created? It's all about, so this is about the partner offering a creative solution for you and creating content, and it wants to fit naturally into the environment that it runs with. So how well did that actually sit within what that website's about? Was it engaging? Was it shareable? So much of what we're talking about here isn't about us just buying a bunch of views. It's did that content take off and get distributed further? But at the end of the day, often with native, it can be quite difficult to actually work out what was the brand message you're trying to get out. So how successful was it at doing that? And then did it work? Did it actually shift those brand metrics? And did it actually teach us anything we can do to take forward? Because again, this is quite new. We're interested in what happens next. So to present the award from my own team, Miss Beth Adams. This is it. Finally, we're there, 9:21. Are we running to time? I think we're doing OK. So our final award has been, over the past couple of days, judged by Mr. Stephen Van Rooyen and Mr. Andrew Mortimer. They've gone through the winners, I think, of each of the categories and judged which they believe to be the best digital campaign of 2015. So before I pass you on to my presenters, that is it for me. Thank you very much for coming. It's been great. I've managed to keep to time, which I'm very proud of. So thank you very much. So to present this award, two ladies, one of whom told me earlier that she needs no introduction. I will let you determine who that was. Miss Sophia Ahmed and Lisa McGowan.